All right, shalom and good morning, boys. Yeah, well, about to head out. Got this large project that I'm working on, and I'm looking forward to getting it done. It's amazing. How you'll be working a project, and then after a while, it's like, man, I need to get this thing done. But I'm looking forward to it, and the client is looking forward to it. So we'll press through it. But I was thinking as I was standing out here this morning, and I was thinking about the peace and serenity that you get when you live out in the country. And then I see the calamity and the lawlessness that's running amok in the cities, particularly this Safe Act that they have in Illinois. It's just it, it's it's hard to wrap your brain around, or a sane brain around, what they're doing. But neither here nor there. This is what's going on, and this is why we harp and say that people have to prepare, move out these major cities, New York, Chicago, LA, um, uh, Houston, all these major cities. They're all going to shit. Atlanta. But people seem to not want to do anything until it is coming to their doorstep. And, it got me to thinking. I was in Lowe's the other day, and there's a gentleman that works in Lowe's, a brother, uh, tall guy, physically fit. And, I even know where he lives. It's like, one of them small towns where you run around, hey, what's up? What's up? What's going on? So about 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, I approached him. I was like, yo, brother, this is, what I'm doing. And yo, what's up? Let's get together, and let's do some business. Let's go out and do this carpentry working. He looked at me like, nah, you know what I'm saying? No. It's all good, so forth and so on. So I said, fine, well, So 2 years, he's still working in Lowe's. Now, Lowe's is like working at Walmart. It's like working at Home Depot. It's like working at Target. It's like working at a meat processor. It's it's a low wage, low skilled job that people have in order to get by and survive. And, it's interesting because I was in there just the other day buying some material, and, we're talking, and he starts to complain about the job. He starts to complain about the situation and the things that he's experiencing. And stood there and I listened to his complaints. And I said, okay, all right, all right. I said, brother, didn't I offer you um, uh, the opportunity to come and work with me to make some money? Instead of selling these people materials, we could be buying the materials, putting it in, getting the markup, getting kickback, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, so why are you complaining about this job when you clearly choose to be here? And he looks at me. You right. Then stop complaining and go and get me my sheetrock. You see, a lot of people, they'll sit back and they'll murmur, they'll gripe, and they'll complain about what their situation is. But what they won't do is they won't do. They won't take any action. And this is why, I look out and I see that those people that we've been warning for years, and now the inflation is happening. Now the prices are going up. Now, have you noticed everybody's working two jobs today? Somebody sent me their work schedule, and I was like, so you're working these two? What time do you have to do anything else? It's the norm to work two jobs now. It's the norm now. These work from home, insurance, sales, customer service jobs. They don't pay nothing. I used to work from home, and you're constantly monitoring on those computers. They can listen to what you're doing in the room. They can listen to How many times you take a break, they can monitor your every move. And you think just because you're at home that you have some type of freedom. No, that's not the case. Uh, I was working from home before, way before this whole work from home uh, phenomenon began to take place. And let me tell you, they can track what you're doing. And so, I look at these situations of these people that generally just want to murmur, gripe, and complain and not do anything about their situation. Uh, it's a sad deal. It really is a sad deal because it does not have to be that way. It really doesn't have to be that way. But people, if they don't want to do nothing about their personal situation, there's pretty much nothing that you can do to help them. See, I'm sitting out here and I'm hearing all this inflation talk. I'm not concerned about inflation. Why? Because it's really not going to have too much of an effect. I mean, I think about it like this. You know why rich people are not concerned about inflation? Because uh, 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 their expenses constitute a very small percentage of their income or their savings or their investments. So if you're making, let's say you made $5,000, right? And your monthly expenses are $600. Do you really think that you're concerned about inflation? If you made $10,000 in a month or $20,000 in a month and your expenses are $600 a month, are you really concerned about inflation when you're living debt free? When you have no mortgage, when you have no car note, when you have no water bill, when you have no sewage bill, when you have no food bill, and we're about to have no energy bill. And I'm going to be getting into how I'm going to pimp that in a minute. When you're not worried about, when you don't have a heating bill, when you're not worried about any of these things, why would I be concerned about inflation? Right? But people that have been warned and continue to be warned and continue to do nothing, parked in those cities, it's amazing how people will say one thing, but their actions will constitute something totally different. You can always tell when somebody is not leaving any city. Why? Because what they're doing, how they're spending their money, how they're spending their resources and their time, you know what somebody's going to do based on what they're doing. So, hey, prices go up. Don't complain about it. Don't murmur and gripe and complain about it because we've known for many years that prices would go up. We knew about this inflationary depression that we're entering into, that we're just at the beginning stages of, that's already decimating homes, communities, families, because they choose not to prepare. And it's just going to get worse. Am I concerned about inflation? Not in the least. Am I concerned about $5 gallon gas, $8? Not in the least. Am I concerned about food prices, eggs, milk? Not in the least. Being convicted? Not in the least. Heating home? Not in the least. No, 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 no. See, this is the benefits of being set apart. But you got to sacrifice all that worldliness that we're used to. Folks driving around in cars they can't afford, living in homes that they can't afford, all to keep up an image. And that image is crashing down. This is, the middle class is being decimated. I know people personally that former middle class, they ain't in the middle class no more. And they're never going to be in the middle class again. Why? Because they failed to heed the warnings and they're going to deal with the direct repercussions of not listening to wise people and making the tough choices and decisions that they needed to make in order to uh, navigate and avoid the pain that's coming. It is what it is. But hey, don't murmur, gripe, and complain when a situation come up on you that you were clearly warned about and chose to do nothing to hedge yourself against what's coming. And it's coming, and it's biting people in the ass right now. I talk to people, and people are hurting out there. And the reason why they're hurting is what? Poor choices and decisions. Hey, that's what it is. That's what the deal. But for those who are prepared and aware, oh, we're just going to do just fine. It's just we're looking at it's like, so what? Just now bought some hay, right? Hay went from, you can get a nice bale of grass, a roll of hay for $35 a bale or a roll. $55 today. But when these kind of expenses are such a low or a minimal percentage of your budget, do you really care? Does it really hurt? Nah, go ahead and get it. Locally sourced. I'll tell you, man. You can go on and on about this stuff, but only a few are going to get it. But that's just the way it is, and I'm okay with it. Are you? Shalom.